In the previous classes, we have studied about the two physical features of India, that is, the Himalayan mountains and the northern plains. In today's class, we are going to study about the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau. Peninsula, a piece of land almost surrounded by water or projecting out into a body of water. Plateau means an area of fairly level high ground. The Peninsular Plateau is a tableland which is composed of old crystalline, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. The Peninsular Plateau is formed due to making of Gondwana land and thus making it a part of the oldest land mass. The plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. This plateau consists of two broad divisions, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The parts of the Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River is known as the Central Highlands. The Central Highlands is further divided in two parts. The western part is known as Malwa Plateau and the eastern part is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. The Vindhyan Range is bounded by the Satpura Range on the south and the Aravalis on the northwest. The further westward extension gradually merges with the sandy and rocky desert of Rajasthan. The flow of the rivers draining of this region, namely the Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa, and the Ken, is from southwest to northeast, thus indicating the slope. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. The eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as Bundelkhand and Bhagalkhand. Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. To the second part of the Peninsular Plateau, that is the Deccan Plateau, it is a triangular landmass that lies to the south of the river Narmada. The Satpura Range flanks its broad base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kamor Hills, and the Michael Range from its eastern expansion. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards. An extension of the plateau is also visible in the northeast, locally known as the Meghalaya, Karbi Anglong Plateau, and North Chachar Hills. It is separated by a fault from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Three prominent hill ranges from the west to the east are the Garo, the Khasi, and the Jaintia Hills. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats marks the western and the eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau respectively. If we talk about the Western and Eastern Ghats, the Western Ghats are higher than Eastern Ghats. The height of Western Ghats is around 900 to 1600 meters, while the height of Eastern Ghats is around 600 meters. Western Ghats are continuous and it is parallel to the western coast. Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular, dissected by rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. The Western Ghats cause orographic rain by facing the rain-bearing moist winds to rise along the western slopes of the Ghat. The Western Ghats are also known by different local names. The height of the Western Ghats progressively increase from north to south. The highest peaks include the Anai Modi 2695 meters and the Doda Betta 2637 meters. Mahendragiri 1501 meters is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. Roy Hills and the Javadi Hills are located to the southeast of the Eastern Ghats. One of the distinct features of the Peninsular Plateau is black soil area known as Deccan Trap. This is of volcanic origin and hence the rocks are igneous. Actually, these rocks have denuded over time and are responsible for the formation of black soil. The Aravali Hills lie on the western and northwest margins of the Peninsular Plateau. These are highly eroded hills and are found as broken hills. They extend from Gujarat to Delhi in a southwest-northeast direction. That's it for today's class. Thank you.